Let's look at risk assessments, what they are, how they can help us, and how to do one. A risk assessment is the process of identifying what hazards exist or may appear in the workplace, how they may cause harm, and to take steps to minimize harm. Risk assessments help us actively look at our workplace and think about what could cause harm and what could be done better. They also help us plan work activities, which we call tasks. We think about what could happen and make sure everything is in place to work safely before we start work. In this way, risk assessments help us reduce incidents, but often find ways to work better and more efficiently. We use some technical terms. Let's find out what they mean. A hazard is something that has the potential to cause harm. This lion is a hazard. What harm could it cause? Risk is the likelihood of harm happening. If I met this lion, I would be scared. The risk would be high. But how about now? The lion is in a cage. I am safe. I feel much more comfortable. We have reduced the risk by adding controls. The risk is now low. We want a way to talk about how big a risk is that everyone will understand. This will make it easier to share information on how to work safely with other people. Risk is severity times likelihood. Severity is how bad it is. For example, could there be a fatality, a serious injury, or a first aid injury? Likelihood is how likely it is to happen. For example, could the harm happen daily, this year, or is very unlikely in 5 years? Each organization decides its own way to score severity and likelihood. For simple risk assessments, we would just talk about high, medium, and low. However, it can be very useful to score the assessment with numbers. This will make it much easier to compare different hazards and help us prioritize the ones we want to act on first. Now that you know what a risk assessment is, move on to the next video and find out how you can follow 5 steps to carry out a risk assessment.